everybody. I just might freak out, but if I do, you can freak out with me. How about that? Okay? Yeah? Okay. Well, I should tell you, my name is Linda Vicic, and that's with a V as in victory. And I'm a new speaker. So I just have to warn you, I give you a public warning, that I have this brain tic, and I might start saying and uncontrollably. But if that occurs, do not be alarmed. I will motion to you to say and let's try it, good. What do you think is the number one thing that people are afraid of? Yes, bingo! And I suffer from anxiety. Would you like to know what it's like to be an anxious person on stage? Yes? I'll tell you. It's like having anxiety on steroids! But I have learned to talk back to my anxiety and put it in its place. Stay, you thought-stopping, joy-sucking piece of shit! But before, as an anxious person, I was a sufferer. It was like, a premeditated sufferer. It was like, why wait to suffer when I can suffer right now? Can any of you relate to that? Yes? Yes? Okay. And I was continually experiencing failure over and over and over again, but in advance. Can any of you relate to that? Yes? Yes? Okay. Well, I wasn't always an anxious person. Let me take you back and tell you how it began. Well, when I was a 5-year-old girl, I loved animals. I loved petting the dogs and the cats. I also loved dancing. And I remember being at this children's concert and being in the audience as they did the sunshine dance. However, it was not the way that I had learned it in my kindergarten. And I felt it was my duty to go up there and interrupt the concert to show them the correct way to do the sunshine dance. Well, unfortunately, the fun ended when I started grade 1. I was a sensitive little girl, and I got bullied by my classmates. And I remember being in class and being called names, waterworks, crybaby, stupid, and being snickered at, and feeling all alone, like no one cared, like a loser. And I had this intense anxiety, like I wanted to escape, but I couldn't. And I was so ashamed of being the sensitive little girl, I never even told my parents. And can you imagine a 6-year-old girl with all this anxiety that she had to deal with by herself? Well, what I started to do was, if you can imagine, I started to pull my eyelashes out. And you may think this is crazy, but I actually found it consoling. And I continued this as I was bullied as a little girl. As I started to grow up, that anxiety followed me. And I'd get into social situations, and I would be so anxious. I felt like I was dying, and I wanted to take off. And I started avoiding those situations. And that anxiety, it followed me into adulthood. And it was like this bully in my brain that was saying, you can't do it. Things won't work out. And the premeditated sufferer was there. She'd say, oh, you're gonna fail. Let me count the ways. And I became an adult who was ruled by fear and anxiety. I was in a job I despised. I would wake up in the morning, every morning, and I would max out the snooze alarm. And I would go to my job and I would have anxiety attacks, but I didn't tell anybody. And I felt like I was just going nowhere in my life. I felt like I'd been driving in Timbuktu, of all places, without a GPS, and I got lost and I was completely stuck. Well, things came to a head about a year and a half ago when I woke up in the middle of the night and I had the mother lode of all anxiety attacks. My heart was pounding. I felt this sense of panic and dread. I was dizzy, I was nauseated, I was sweaty, my eye was twitching. It was a mother lode. But what it was really telling me was that things had to change, and now. Well, fortunately, my brother introduced me to Dov Baron. He was a 7-foot-tall black man. And he had long beaded braids. And he had previously been a professional basketball player. He also had this really weird accent that sometimes sounded Aussie and sometimes sounded English, just depending. Well, I had this meeting with Dov, and he said things that I found really hard to hear. And at the end of the meeting, I did not like him at all. And I would have been happy to never see him again. However, he offered these series of programs called the Core Program. And I felt like I could just not go back there anymore. So I had no choice. I had to attend the Core Program. Well, it was at the Core Program I learned things about myself. Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. It was at the Core Program that I discovered things about myself. I saw that I had power, that my focus was my reality, and I thought, I can change my life. And at the end of it, I thought I could apply for Dov Baron's Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership, even though I heard it was so challenging. Well, I applied, and I was accepted, and I thought, oh my God, I've been accepted, I can't believe it. And then I thought about it and thought, oh my God, I've been accepted, how do I get out? Well, it was while I was in the academy that I was struggling. I thought, what am I doing here? I can't be a speaker. I don't have anything important to say. And it was like the past was saying, come to me, come to me. You must have a riveting reason so that you'll follow through. And Dov showed me that if I did not carry through with the program, I was always going to remain stuck behind fear and anxiety. And I didn't want that. And Dov said, I have a vision of you, and I'm going to hold it for you. Translation, Dov had this vision of me, of what I could become. And he said, trust me. And this man that I had once hated, now I admired, and he was my mentor. So I moved forward with the program, and I made big changes. Yes! Before, fear had been like a red light, stop! And, I was basically hiding in my life behind fear and anxiety. And I wouldn't be caught dead speaking to an audience. Can any of you relate to that? Yes? Okay. Well, one of the principles that became important to me, or leadership code, was commitment. When I commit, mood or circumstance do not matter. If I say I'm going to do it, I have to do it. and fear became like a green light. Go! I was speaking to groups of people. I was putting myself out in social media and being vulnerable. Couldn't believe it. I'm speaking now to all of you. Whoa! Woohoo! And I found that when I speak about my anxiety, I no longer feel alone with it. And anxious women or anxious people in the audience don't have to feel alone with it either. So I stand here today, and I am in the driver's seat of my own life. I have a GPS that's guiding me so I won't become stuck again. I still have that fear and anxiety, but they're in the back seat. They're no longer in control. Well, maybe like I felt stuck back there in Timbuktu, maybe there's some places in your life where you feel stuck. You know how some people, they let fear stop them from achieving their goals? Can any of you relate to this? Yes? Okay. Like me back there? Or you know how some people, they dislike public speaking so much that they would actually rather be at the dentist? Or you know how some people, you know how some people, they wake up in the morning and they have to drag themselves out of bed, and every ounce of passion is oozing out of them. Can you relate? Yes? If you're avoiding fear, maybe you're soothing yourself by eating crappy food. Or else you're numbing yourself out in front of the TV. Have you done this? Yes? Yes? Or another problem is that maybe this job comes up that you really want to apply for, but your fear of public speaking interferes and you think, oh, they wouldn't hire me anyways. And you don't even apply for the job. Have any of you done this? Yes? Okay, or another problem is that maybe you don't feel passionate about anything in your life, and so you turn to shopping. And every time you hand your card over for a transaction, you feel this sense of emptiness. Can any of you relate to that? Yes? I think you must have frozen shoulder like I do. I don't see those hands going up. Come on, people. We all know that if you had the tools, the environment, coaches, and a mentor who acted like a GPS, that you would accelerate at high speed towards your goals. We also know that if you had coaches and a mentor with a proven success formula, that you would find out what your message is, even if you didn't know right now. Well, let yourself imagine. It's January in Vancouver, and you're in bed. It's cold, miserable, raining, terrible. It's a day you want to stay under the cover. But you wake up and you bound out of bed. You've got this job interview for this job you've always wanted to apply for. You go to your closet, you pick out that special outfit, the one you look so great in. You know the one I mean? Yeah. You put it on, and it's like, yes. You're walking to the job interview, and you feel in flow. You get to the interview, and you look confident. You're speaking passionately and clearly. The interviewers comment how passionate you are. You walk out, and it's like, yes, I was offered the job. Woohoo! You go to a big party. You normally avoid them because you get too nervous. But you're at the party, and you're mingling, and it's so easy speaking to people. You look at your watch, and it's time to go, but you don't want to leave. You're having such a great time. You get home that night, and it's like, yes, it's like a Rocky moment. Can you imagine? Well, you don't have to imagine anymore, because look at me. Thanks to the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership, I went from a woman who was hiding in her life behind fear and anxiety to one who is now speaking to all of you. And yes. And believe me, a little over a year ago, this was completely unimaginable. So woohoo to me. Woohoo! And I have gained so much confidence. You know, this program is not for everyone. You have to apply and be accepted. And it's a big commitment. It's intensive. And right away, you're living the leadership principles. But should you be accepted and graduate, it will be a life-changing experience, believe me. So you're going to get leadership principles that are going to be like a GPS guiding you at high speed towards your goals. You're going to get coaches, you're going to get tools, the environment, coaches, and a mentor, so that you're going to become a confident speaker. And you're going to have a mentor who will hold a vision of ye, like he did for me back there, so that even when you don't see it, he will. And you'll become a speaker with a message you're passionate about, and you'll be inspiring and influencing your audience. And next year, you will be up here on stage. And believe me, you will be excited to be up here. So let me ask you, be honest. What would it be worth to you to be able to push through the fear in your life and achieve your goals? Or to become a confident speaker and watch your career and your social life take off? Or to feel passionate about something and wake up in the morning and feel alive? Woohoo! Or let me ask you, what would it be worth to you to have the fulfillment of pushing through your fear and achieving your goals? Or of becoming a confident speaker and watching your career take off? Or to wake up in the morning and feel alive? How does that sound? Well, are you committed about these things? Committed? Yes? Okay. Well, if you are committed, then come and see me after the presentations are over. I'm going to be at the back of the room for 20 minutes. I will give you information so you can get started on the application to the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership. This is an exclusive program, and there's only a limited amount of people accepted. And you do not want to miss out the opportunity of mentoring with Dov Baron. So I'll see you after the presentations at the back of the room. My name is Linda Vicic, and that's V as in victory.